was in full-blown active labor in 5 o'clock Atlanta traffic. Labor and delivery story time while I get ready. I was 38 weeks and 2 days when I had my daughter. My original due date was December 6th and I had her November 24th. I actually had an OB appointment that same morning and I was only dilated like 1 or 2 centimeters. I was ready to have her, so I told them y'all could go ahead and schedule me an induction because in Georgia you can schedule your induction at 38 weeks. Meanwhile, y'all, this is the week of Thanksgiving. I'm in Walmart like getting stuff after my appointment, all the stuff we needed to start cooking. And I was going to my mom's house for Thanksgiving, of course, and I lived about 30 minutes away from my mom. My daughter's dad kept saying, as soon as you go to your mama's house, that's when you're going to go in labor. And that's exactly what happened. But I kind of was expecting like the movies, like, oh my God, my water broke. But I had been leaking like clear fluid that whole day, even at my appointment. They sent me home, of course, as they do. And then by that evening at like 4 o'clock, I started leaking blood. So if y'all know what my chart is, I sent a message on my chart and I told them what was going on. They was like, hey, you need to go to the hospital. And at that time, it was like 5 p.m. and y'all know what 5 p.m. Atlanta traffic looked like. If you don't know, go look it up right now. And it wasn't a lot of blood. It was just a tiny bit. And so me being me, I was trying to wait until that traffic went down. And my sister was like, no, you need to go now. So I'm just sitting there like, I'm hungry. I got to eat. I'm trying to eat on Thanksgiving and all of that. They was like, go now. Baby, them contractions started hitting and some anxiety because I was sitting in traffic trying to make it an hour away in full-blown labor. By the way, the full story time is on my YouTube, Deja Tamia. I had a long time to go and I was sitting in the car driving, having bad contractions. But I thought it was going to be way worse than they was. Like my whole labor experience, I thought it was going to be way scarier. Baby, labor is easy. Pregnancy is hard. So I finally got to the hospital. My boyfriend was at work, so he had to meet me there. I had to sit in the waiting room with a broken water and in pain until a room was available. But when they took me back, they stuck this little Q-tip. They was like, we about to test and make sure that this is your water that broke. Oh, and they had to give me a COVID test because this is during COVID. And y'all, that was my first time getting a COVID test. And I was not the happiest mama that day. So they then tell me, yep, you're not going home without a baby. And that's when it hit me. Like, I'm really going to be somebody's mama out here. So a little bit of time goes on. My boyfriend gets there and it's time for me to start getting the epidural or whatever. I was never the type that's like, oh, I'm going to try going natural. No, give me all the medicine. I don't want to feel nothing. The nurse said she had a child. So I asked her, like, how long was you in labor? She was like, I ain't going to tell you because I don't want to scare you because you're a first-time mom. So I'm thinking I'm going to be in here 2 days. No, I got to the hospital at 7, had my daughter at 8 the next morning. So it's like 1 a.m. The anesthesiologist comes in. He's like, why you ain't been called me? I had done fell asleep. I'm like, sleep? Y'all go to sleep when y'all on the clock. So he brings this huge needle over there and I'm having contractions bad at this point. He says, how tall are you? Because the amount of epidural that we give you is based on your height, not weight.